crafty friends, I have a quick video for you today, and what I'm going to do is show you how I decide on which ink pad I'm going to use for stamping. Now the first thing I decide is what medium I'm going to use to colour in. So our newest product at the moment are the watercolour pencils, and Stampin' Up! Have just brought out a set of 13 colours, and they come in a range of our most popular colours. Now if I'm going to colour in a watercolour, I need to make sure that I don't use a water-based ink. So that immediately rules out our Memento. So we could use any of these inks here for watercolouring. Now the most common one would be the archival. Now if we stamp in archival and we want to set it permanently, for example, if we want to use this for either watercolouring or for alcohol-based ink colouring, such as Copic markers or blendabilities, we're going to heat set our archival ink. Now, the first image here, I have coloured with Copic inks. The second image are coloured with Stampin' Write markers. The third one is with our watercolour pencils. And the fourth one is colouring using the ink on our ink pads or using re-inkers. Now you'll see that I don't get any bleeding of colouring with the archival. The second most popular ink to use for stamping is the Memento. Now Memento is a water-based ink. So if we know we want to colour with an alcohol-based ink, such as a Copic marker, we're definitely going to use the Memento. You get absolutely no bleeding whatsoever or running of the ink. You can use it for water-based, providing you don't wet the area too much. Here I've wet the area a fair bit and there is a little bit of blurring happening now. Our third ink is the StazOn. Now StazOn is an alcohol-based ink pad. Now that means if we mix an alcohol-based ink pad with an alcohol-based marker, we're going to get a little bit of bleeding or running of the lines. However, if we are going to use a water-based colouring medium, such as aqua painter, re-inkers, the watercolour pencils, StazOn is a great one to use because you will get a beautiful crisp line with no bleeding whatsoever. One of the other benefits of StazOn is that it will stamp on any surface. And here's a quick tip. So if I'm going to stamp on a non-porous surface, such as our window sheets, just make sure you stamp down and then up, because it will want to be a bit slippery. Now any water-based medium will not stick to this, so if I want to colour that, I simply flip it over and I'm going to colour in from the opposite side. And that means we're not going to get any bleeding of our lines, and yet our ink will all stay in place.